The way God communicates to us differs with individual. How God communicates to me is different from how God communicates to you. What God said to me is different from what God said to you. The way God talked to me is different from the way God relates with another person. But beloved, forsake me to say, if you can hear God, everything on this planet Earth responds to you. How much of God you know determine what your life become. 1 John chapter 2 verse 20, the word of the Lord said, ye have an unction from the Holy One, and ye know all things. The word unction there simply means the Spirit of the living God. It is the knowing that comes out of the Spirit of God that brings about the knowing that you have in life and in destiny. Revelation chapter 1 verse 10 said, except if you have the Spirit of God, you cannot hear God. Forsake me to say that God is a spirit being. So for you to be able to hear him, you need to be in what? In spirit. So the voice of God is transmitted via a spiritual frequency. It is via a spiritual frequency that the voice of the Lord is being transmitted. So when we say spirit in this course, what do we mean by spirit? Because in the realm of the spirit, there is no distance and there is no barrier. So it is only in the realm of the spirit that distance and barrier are demystified. Now look at it this way. That is why a witch in a village can use divination to call a young man in the city that is doing well back home. Now, I'm not going into the spirit of divination and the rest today. I know we still look into that at the course of this episode. But beloved, look at this. Forsake me to say to you that if you cannot listen to men and women that God is sending your way, you cannot hear God. Your ability to listen to men and women who have been advising you on the same matter that you have been praying and crying to God about is your ability to hear God. Proverbs chapter 24 verse 6. In the midst of counselors, there are safety. Understand with me that there are angels in human form. There is this particular general in the Bible called Naaman. God used a particular slave girl in his house to grant him the deliverance that he has long awaited for years. Now, understand with me that God can use either your gate man, your laborer, your worker, whosoever it may be. God can use them to speak to you because there are angels in human form. Your ability to listen to the people that God is sending to you with relevant information and relevant advice, after you must have prayed concerning that matter. Hearing and listening to them is hearing the voice of the Lord. I don't know if someone is getting me. But there is one thing about hearing God. It's one thing to hear God, but it is another thing to understand what God is saying. One can be obscure from what God is saying to him per time. You may hear or may listen, but may never understand. So in our next episode, I will be teaching you the voice behind the voice, the understanding that comes after you must have understand. Because this is what makes the hearing so special. This is what makes the hearing very unique. This is what makes the hearing. God bless you. See you in our next episode. Please, I would like you to touch the subscribe button for me. God bless.